If you think that you have a question that is pertinent to ask the ATF, then you pay your attorney to contact the ATF for you. If you do not feel as though it is worth paying an attorney to do it for you, then it is a question that you should not ask. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the VSO Gun Channel. We have some more ATF shenanigans. We're back with the pistol braces again. And this one is a big deal, folks. We have the ATF saying that even though they can't enforce the pistol brace rule, that they're just going to do it anyway. I am not kidding. That and more after we hear a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by 1st Phorm. And there's always a question if you're one of those people like me that buys supplements, whether it's a protein supplement, pre-workout, or whether you just want an energy drink or something like that. Are these dollars going to some woke corporation somewhere? Well, 1st Phorm is one of us. They're a pro-freedom supplement company, and their whole thing is improving people's nutrition. So their big thing is protein, and my favorite product of theirs is their meat stick. They make these things very flavorful, and they're like a 20 gram of protein stick that doesn't need to be refrigerated. You can throw them in your bag. Think jerky, but not super stinky. Like, my wife will actually let me be around her after I've eaten one of them, and I wouldn't have a problem giving a piece of it to Finn over there either. I will have a link listed in the pinned comment down below and on the Linktree and affiliates page. Do me a favor and just go browse their wares, use that link, and it lets them know that I sent you there, and that helps the channel out. So special thanks to 1st Phorm for making today's video possible. Look, I love free speech. I think that is the most wonderful thing in the world, obviously. It does not come without consequences. And this whole situation is the result of someone opening their mouth who has no business opening their mouth. So let's go to the question that was asked of the ATF, something that you should never do. Dear ATF, now I'm going to stop right there and be really nitpicky for a second. Either this person is being facetious or they don't know how to write an official email/letter. You don't start with Dear ATF. You would address it differently, but it's beside the point. I recently purchased a CZ Scorpion Mini Plus pistol, and I am considering installing a pistol brace. However, I've encountered conflicting information regarding whether this modification would require the firearm to be registered as an SBR. Could you please provide clarification on the applicable regulations? Thank you for your assistance. Timeout, stop, full stop. This happens every couple years. Stop contacting the ATF. If you think that you have a question that is pertinent to ask the ATF, then you pay your attorney to contact the ATF for you. If you do not feel as though it is worth paying an attorney to do it for you, then it is a question that you should not ask. Full stop. Stop doing it. If you have that person in your life that is that guy or gal that's like, well, I should just ask and see if it's okay. Let me read this for you a different way. Dear regulatory agency in charge of jailing people for these kinds of felonies. In many documented instances, coming to their house and shooting their dogs, and sometimes at 6 o'clock in the morning, murdering them in front of their wife. I have purchased one of the things that you do not like, and I intend to do a thing that you think is illegal with it. Please, Daddy Sugar, is it okay if I do that illegal thing? I want you to conjugate this with me for a second. Substitute any other facet of life with any other law enforcement agency. Would you behave this way? Hey, I have a thing and I want to do something that you say is illegal with it. May I do that illegal thing? You would not do that. Why would you do that here with an agency that is responsible for burning American women and children alive? Stop contacting the ATF. There's a video, and I say this every single time this comes up. There's a very famous video out there by a Capitol law professor where he goes through like an hour of why you should not talk to the cops. I will have that video linked in all the relevant places. Please review this video and take what the man says to heart. Because while at an individual level, I really hate the government overreach that we have to deal with on a regular basis, contacting them and asking them questions specifically about potential illegal activity that you intend to do takes a special kind of stupid to self-report. And then on top of it, this is an agency that has demonstrated that it has a hard-on for relevancy. And when you give them a question, they feel as though they got to answer it and they got to make policy about it because they are that starved for relevancy. And you have seen what has happened over the course of the last 4 years when you've got a political hack that feels as though they want to hand them relevancy. You get this whole pistol brace situation. So please, pretty please with sugar on top, stop contacting them. Friends, do not let friends contact the ATF. If your friend has already contacted the ATF in the past, you should consider that. So what is the fallout? What is the ATF's response to this? And what policy are they going to make up now in response to the question, hey, I think this might make an SBR, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I'm going to ask the people who can't even take apart a Glock on camera in a timely manner what they think this means. Thank you for your recent inquiry to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. This is in response to your email in which you inquired about stabilizing braces. In your message, you stated you recently purchased a CZ Scorpion Mini Plus pistol and are considering installing a pistol brace. You then stated that you've encountered conflicting information regarding whether this modification would require the firearm to be registered as an SBR and asked for clarification on this topic. Federal law requires a pistol with an attached stabilizing brace or stock to be registered as a short-barreled rifle. As you may be aware, Final Rule 2021-08F has amended the definition of rifle and states clearly that the term designed, redesigned, made, remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder includes a weapon that is equipped with an accessory component or other rearward attachment, e.g. a stabilizing brace, that provides a surface area that allows the weapon to be fired from the shoulder, provided other factors as described in the rule indicate the weapon is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. On November 8, 2023, the United States District Court for the Northern District of Texas found the final rule factoring criteria for firearms with attached stabilizing braces likely violated the Administrative Procedures Act and issued an order staying the rule in its entirety, temporarily preventing further action in reliance on the final rule nationwide. The United States has appealed this decision. While the appeal is pending, ATF is complying with the court's order. The district court's order does not prohibit enforcement of the National Firearms Act or Gun Control Act. ATF remains responsible for enforcement of statutory provisions pertaining to a rifle having a barrel or barrels of less than 16 inches in length under the National Firearms Act and short-barreled rifle under the Gun Control Act. The statutory definition of rifle under the NFA and GCA includes, in relevant part, firearms with a rifled bore that are designed or redesigned, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. A firearm designed and intended to be fired from the shoulder that meets the statutory definition of a short-barreled rifle contained in the National Firearms Act, regardless of what is used as a stock, must be made and transferred in accordance with the statutory requirements of the NFA. Translation for y'all. We did a rule, and the court didn't like the rule, so we can't enforce that rule anymore as it pertains to pistol stabilizing braces. But we can go after anything that is NFA or GCA, so anything that is short barrel rifle. So we're just going to call everything a stock now. So it doesn't matter if it's a Magpul CTR or if it's a shockwave blade or if it's a buffer tube or if it is insert whatever device it is, a Thorsten device, whatever it is, it's now stock. And we're going to call it stock, and that's an SBR, and it has to be registered. That is what the ATF just said. So GOA has asked the ATF for clarification, and they did so by next week type thing. Is this real, or is this one of your flunkies writing emails again? Question mark. We'll find out. But in my opinion, in closing today, I'm going to tell you what I think that this is. I think that this is a feint. And let me explain. Right now, we stand on the precipice of gutting the impetus for the National Firearms Act through litigation. We have fought this all the way up and is currently awaiting the Supreme Court of the United States. If they lose at the Supreme Court of the United States, it will be permanent and it will be nationwide and likely broad-reaching in its implications. They know that they're going to lose. And I think that they are kicking the bear. This happened yesterday, 10 days before the president-elect takes office, in an effort to get him to rescind the rule and therefore make the whole thing moot. Maybe making the Supreme Court say, you know what? This is moot. We don't really need to talk about this anymore, and just wipes the last several years of litigation that we have put forth to fight this, because we are right there. And in doing that, they get to lose from the top down. So they get to back out with grace, shall you say, in that the executive told them to stop doing what they're doing. I don't know if it'll actually happen that way. I am not an attorney, but that's my concern, is we're this close to a permanent pee-pee slap. And I think that they're doing this to get attention right now for that express purpose. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and hopefully we'll see you on another video here at the VSO Gun Channel. What say you?